The other one down. Okay. We have everyone's so you press it down another time. It says on the seat.
Jenny's got a few words to say.
I had a few words to say before I had too many scotches, so I don't know what the words are going to be now. Anyways, for those that we haven't met yet, I'm Jerry Estronic, my wife Robin, my daughter Jenna. We're the very happy and proud parents of Mark, and we're about to be the very happy and proud parents, or I shouldn't say parents, parents-in-law and sister-in-law of Tanya here tomorrow. So we are very, very happy to be here. Tanya, Mark, come on up there.
Where's Mark?
I don't know where he's at. He's lost again.
Where's Mark? Oh, he's all the way down there.
Come on, Mark. We have a lot of things to be thankful for. I think most importantly is that Mark had the guts to propose to Tanya.
Oh, geez, this is love for me.
And number two, that she was kind enough to accept this proposal. And also for the blessing that Mr. and Mrs. Rafferty gave Tanya to marry my son. So we are very, very appreciative.
Yeah.
Come join us. Come on, Russell. Come on, you get up here too. You get up here too.
Mark's still coming.
As I said, we have a lot of things to be thankful for. And not the least of those is the fact that in these very, very busy times, and at times I know life is very chaotic for all of us, and also in the tough economic times, that all these very loving friends of Mark and Tanya's and my family and the Rafferty family have traveled so far to join us. And for that, my glass is raised to all of you. And a sincere, I should say, all of our glasses are raised to all of you for a sincere thanks. I got to tell a couple quick stories. Once again, I've had too many scotches, so it's not going to be very coherent, I'm afraid.
Uh-oh, it's Mark.
You know, Mark is a unique kid. Any of you who know Mark well enough know that he's a little bit different. When Mark, we live in the northern portion of the United States, and if you remember the Civil War in the United States, there's a southern portion of the United States. And even today, there's dividing lines. So when Mark moved to Memphis, we fully expected that he would meet a Southern belle who probably spoke a little bit different, ate things that are a little bit different, and had some different customs. And would be unique, and knowing Mark, you would be a unique and special person. We never imagined that he would marry or propose to a young lady, a beautiful young lady from Australia, south of the equator. But nonetheless, she speaks a little different, eats a little bit different. We've accepted her into the family anyway. So we're very, very happy and proud that he made the selection he has. Another story, but Mark doesn't talk a whole lot about his personal life. He'll talk about beer and wine and food and politics and religion and just about anything else you want to talk to him about, he'll talk about. But he doesn't talk about himself. So when he met Tanya, we knew nothing about it. Matter of fact, when we called Tanya Tanya, because we don't pronounce T-A-N, it's Tanya, we pronounce it as Tanya. So when Mark called us in September 2 years ago, I guess, and said, I'm bringing this special young lady home to meet you, we were kind of, well, what the hell is this? But anyway, when we first met Tanya, you have to picture this story. Mark kind of loping along with this young lady about as far as your arm can get away from her, coming around the security in Pittsburgh airport. And Tanya's face said it all. She just looked like, what the hell am I doing here? It was really, really funny. But we spent a long weekend with her, and we rode to love her, and every time we meet her, we love her all that much more. As a matter of fact, I said to my wife, this is phony. She's artificial. She can't really be this honest and this nice and this perfect. And right. But at any rate, as we got to know her more and more, we realized this is authentic. So over the last 2 years, I've broken my shield down and said, well, she's for real. This is the real deal. So she is that unique, beautiful person that I knew Mark would end up with. So I'm very, very thankful.
Yeah.
Get on your tag!
If Robin and I could go out and select someone, we could not select anybody better. So we are very, very happy. One more quick story and I'll shut up. This past Christmas, about 7 days before Christmas, I get this phone call from Mark. And he says, hey, Dad, do you mind if we bring a couple people home with us for the holidays? So I'm thinking he's got a couple friends, or Tanya's got some people she works with that, you know, don't have anywhere to go for Christmas. So I said, sure, no problem. And conversation goes on. And the curiosity gets me. I said, Mark, well, who do you bring it home? He says, well, Tanya's parents. About that point, the phone hits the floor. And I said, what the hell are you talking about? I've never even talked to these people. Now they're going to come. So I make these plans that we'll put them in a hotel. This will work out just fine. So I tell Mark, I said, I got these plans all made out. They're going to stay at the hotel nearby. Mark says, you can't do that, Dad. I said, what do you mean? He says, you don't do that. You don't put people in a hotel. They stay at your home. So I dropped the phone again. So Robin and I spent the next 5 days at this point worrying about what the hell are we going to do with these folks. And then he drops the next bomb on me. He says, oh, by the way, Dad, they get in 3 hours before Tanya and I do. You're going to have to meet them at the airport. This is real interesting. So the night before they're going to come, I call Mark again, and Mr. Rafferty gets on the phone. I said, well, how will I know it's you? He said, well, I'll be this Indian-looking fellow with a big belly. So I said, okay, I can understand that because I got one of those myself, so I'll be looking for you. But I tell you what, I met him at the airport. We had a couple scotches at the bar in the airport, and I can say without any doubt, any hesitation, this last Christmas that we spent with Mrs. and Miss Rafferty was probably one of the finest Christmas holidays that we have spent as a family. Before I get too long with it, if you would, raise your glasses to Mark and Tanya and the Rafferty family. We are very, very pleased. We could not pick a mate for Mark or a better set of in-laws than we have. So,
let's give Jerry and his wife Robin and their daughter a big hand.
One last quick announcement. I really will shut up. We have some anniversary people over here. 36 years. After you've been to 36 years, take a bow. Have fun, everybody. Thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
One a quarter.
I've sent it to 25 years.
Ren, get in.
I'm glad the International Space Station.
Hang on, Ren, get in.
Where are you?
Come on, Durant.
It's okay.
Me too, me too.
Come on, sweetheart.
They take a photo of you, we'll take a photo of us. Not on our Facebook alone.
Oh my Lord, that's fine.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you, everybody.
Enjoy the night. Enjoy the night. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. You get all the feedback.
Sorry, Mom.
Good job, man.
He's a star.
You guys are so sweet.
Your dad's a star, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm gonna become part of your family. You know, my sister-in-law from the other side.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you.